Me, Skip, I think Floyd just looked. Floyd, you done made enough money.
Things didn't go right. Took a loss. I took a heavy loss, actually. But nothing can hold me back.
Get back?
Yep.
Does this man have no shame?
No.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharpe didn't hold back after hearing that Mayweather went bankrupt because of a $42 million 0-cent scam. He shared his deep disappointment and said all legal steps, including state and federal requirements, were followed properly. Sharpe believes Mayweather should have taken responsibility and confirmed everything himself. He said someone at Mayweather's level should not ignore such things and must be more careful with money decisions to avoid big losses.
The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you 2 checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service.
In response to growing backlash, Mayweather talked about how he sees wealth. He said just because he talks about money doesn't mean he's a bad person. For him, money has always been a way to live a good life and try different things. He believes having financial freedom helps him create his own happiness and try things others can't even imagine. This way of thinking is what drives his unusual money decision.
Floyd, you seem really comfortable talking about money. A lot of people in the UK are not. So what are your beliefs around money?
Just because I talk about money doesn't make me a bad person. I mean, I like to have the finer things in life. Money don't make me, I make money. I like to feed my family. We can't feed our family just saying I love you. Money is able to put us in a position so we can have the finer things in life. So we are able to travel over to the UK and experience and do different things. We're able to travel to Dubai and other countries and have fun and live life and experience different things. So when you're able to make a lot of money, you're able to do those certain things. And for those people that don't have any money, because life is all about having different experiences.
Mayweather admitted that his business strategy often includes high-risk decisions. He said he likes to make money and invest in things that most people don't even understand. According to him, this way can bring new ideas, but also failure. He even accepted that 90% of the time these investments turn out badly. This shows his mindset as a gambler in business, someone who bets big, hoping for a rare big win.
I'm able to bring my team as well as my family around the world so they can experience different things.
Something you said earlier, Floyd, it really fascinated me. And it gave me an insight that you really learned about money. Is you said in real estate, you got to know what to do on a small scale first.
Yes.
And then you went big. And is that because you don't want to take massive risk because you want to be smart with your money?
Well, you don't go out there and work extremely hard for so many years and then take every dime you got and just put it into something that you don't know about.
Well, a lot of people do, don't they? I mean,
and a majority of the time you get bad results. 90% of the time you get bad results. Just like boxing. I've gotten great results because I took my time.
Mayweather openly shows his belief that wealth is a sign of success. In videos and social media posts, he often shows big bank deposits and piles of cash. For Mayweather, showing money is not just to show off, it's a way to show how far he has come. But for critics like Sharpe, these displays bring up concerns. They wonder if focusing too much on showing wealth might take attention away from managing money wisely.
Money Man is getting ready. Super Bowl weekend, Las Vegas. We had to get the ones. Make it rain. Yeah. I need everybody. I mean everybody. Had Girl Collection, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Super Bowl, or whoever win or lose, it don't matter. I need everybody there. Girl Collection. Yeah.
Sharpe didn't stop at talking about the scam incident. He also questioned why Mayweather keeps doing exhibition fights. Sharpe said Mayweather is only selling pay-per-view because fans want to see him lose. These fights, according to Sharpe, are not real boxing matches anymore. They look more like WWE shows. This wasn't just about how the fights look, but about how Mayweather's legacy is slowly being sold just to make money.
I'm sure he could be 60 years of age and people would still pay per view
Right.
to watch him box.
And so the allure is still there.
Yeah.
They want to see Floyd get beat, even if it's somebody that's not a name that we. Man, a YouTuber did something that a world champion couldn't do.
Yeah. Didn't.
Yes.
No.
But I saw Floyd Mayweather get knocked down.
But at what point does Floyd have enough money not to stoop to do these exhibitions? But at some point, there is athletic dignity attached to 50 and 0. And that's the allure of this?
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of, okay?
And the people that they're putting him in there with can't put him in harm's way.
No.
So he doesn't see like you said, I watched this ruckus on Twitter. I was like,
What?
oh my goodness.
Okay.
It definitely was like WWE.
Sharpe continued his criticism by talking about Mayweather's exhibition fight with Logan Paul. He said the fight didn't have the dignity expected from a boxing legend. According to Sharpe, Mayweather has no shame in doing these kinds of fights just for money. This brings up questions about legacy and respect. Why would someone so great lower their legacy for quick money? For Sharpe, the answer is clear. Mayweather is choosing money over honor.
Get back?
Yep.
Does this man have no shame?
No.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah. Get that money.
He'll pick up either 15, 20 mil.
He was a highly respected champion.
Still
He
is.
dominated the sport.
Yes.
Greatest defensive fighter ever. And you're going to stoop to this?
Yep.
It's not even the right Paul. It's not Jake Paul. It's the older
we get
brother.
the brother. We get the brother.
He's
then.
easier.
Look, I was like, I started with the moment Nate Robinson hit that canvas face first.
Yep.
I'm like, who can we nominate as an athlete to get our get back? I looked at James Johnson.
Okay, but it's not Jake. It's the older brother.
I want somebody.
Somebody?
Brandon Marshall. Our first things first, Brandon Marshall.
Yep.
But I'm gonna tell you who good with their hands, and you might not know. Curtis Martin.
So what?
And we want our get back. That's what.
So you want Curtis Martin to fight Jake Paul
I
now?
wanted to fight something. We go get our get back. Y'all not finna have bragging
Well,
rights.
this isn't even a fight.
Nope.
This is an exhibition.
No, I know what happens.
How low can you go?
Kim, I know you over there. You like, yeah, we got him. You know, no. We go get our get back. This for the culture. We got to represent. Money, represent.
Represent?
Yep, lump him up.
You represented against Conor McGregor, and it was a worthy fight.
That's
It
okay,
was
we'll get
actually
it.
a battle.
We gonna lump him up. Yeah, we gonna lump him up.
As Mayweather starts focusing more on real estate, his big claims have raised doubts. He recently said he bought 1,000 units in 62 buildings across New York, but property records show something else. None of the buildings show a change in ownership, and groups like the NYC Housing Partnership haven't been told about any sales. Now, people in the real estate world are asking if Mayweather's claims are exaggerated.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, we all know him, the tremendous, talented boxer, but people don't realize how smart he is in business, especially real estate. He just did a blockbuster deal, forget about it. Upper Manhattan, 1,000 units consisting of 60 buildings, affordable housing, $402 million purchase price. The seller, Black Spruce Management. This is going to be a monster, huge deal. Already a very big portion of it already closed. The remaining portion should be closing the beginning of 2025. This is a guy who believes in long-term wealth, generational wealth. He's heavily involved in skyscrapers. Now he's getting very, very big in affordable housing in Upper Manhattan. Tremendous deal. $402 million. Once again, 1,000 units, 60 buildings. Forget about it, Maron. That's what I'm talking about. That's smart. That's generational wealth, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial planner, but very, very impressed. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Not too shabby. V for victory.
When reporters tried to check Mayweather's property deals, things got more confusing. Someone from his business team said the deals were real, but didn't want to speak on record. During the call, a man said he was James McNair, but his voice didn't sound like it did in earlier recordings. This strange communication has made people even more doubtful about whether Mayweather's real estate claims are true.
What's the point of buying 62 buildings? You buy a couple.
No, 62 units, I think, right?
No, 62 units could be one building.
Yeah, it could be.
They got buildings with 90 units and
Yeah, it's
100
true.
and some units.
He has 62 multifamily units. That's what it says. So that's 62 buildings. Like you just said, it's probably
so
62
think
buildings.
about it.
Yeah.
If he has that, some of the buildings might not be in the best condition.
Right.
So knock it down and build, or knock, if they're side by side, knock both of them down. Don't renew rents, let them move out, and then build a skyscraper.
Right.
Or if he makes commercial properties out of some of those.
That's what I'm saying.
The man who said he spoke for Mayweather explained that Floyd's passion came from growing up in affordable housing. That's why he felt connected to rent-regulated properties. The idea of making money while helping the community felt good to him, and once that idea clicked, he wanted to buy everything. This emotional connection means a lot, but some critics think it might be used to cover up unclear or false business claims.
He's collecting rent, hustlers. You know how much rent that is? And guess what? I don't know his paperwork, but obviously if you spent that much in real estate, it looks like he spent it in one shot, but even if he didn't, but usually he did. And if he dealt with the same person, you get a deal, right? So through these deals, he's making money. It's definitely an income situation. They're all apartments. It's not a commercial building. They're all apartment buildings, which are commercial, but they're apartments. So guess what? $402 million in real estate. Hey, he's $500 million in real estate just off apartment.
Mayweather has been putting more focus on real estate in recent years. But as his claims get bigger, some experts think he might be stretching the truth about how much he owns. Even though his goal may be to mix wealth with helping others, the lack of clear proof and his bold statements are making people question if his real estate portfolio is real. Now the public is stuck between admiring him and feeling unsure.
Hey, who said Floyd ain't still out here doing big deals? Money Mayweather just inked a massive $402 million real estate deal in New York City, buying up 60 apartment buildings from Black Spruce Management, the equivalent of 1,000 apartment units. Now, Floyd said the goal is to be able to provide affordable housing to families that need it. Most of the units are located in Upper Manhattan. And he said that when he was a kid, his dream was just to be able to own a home, and that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Damn, Floyd just bought the block. I'm proud of Floyd. He's come a long way. This is a guy who was once seen burning money in a nightclub. He spent $17 million on a watch. Not to pocket watch him, but people looked at him for years like, yo, he wastes a lot of money. Does he ever give back? And now he's providing affordable housing? Damn, Money Mayweather's come a long way. This is a real good look. It shows evolution, it shows maturity. Not to mention, it's always great to see another person of color become a landlord in New York City.
Long before these controversies, Mayweather built his empire by betting on himself. He famously placed a $750,000 0-cents bet on his own fight, a risky but bold move that marked the start of his business journey. From there, he created his own financial path without traditional management. For many fans, this do-it-yourself approach was inspiring, but it also came with the risks that are now becoming clear.
Floyd Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know, it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's top-ranked boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens when you bet on yourself.
Unlike most athletes, Mayweather never hired a manager. He handled all his financial deals and negotiations himself. This gave him full control, but also full responsibility. When it worked, it made him one of the richest athletes in history. But without a professional team, mistakes like falling for a scam can lead to big problems. His independence is both his strength and his biggest risk.
With Floyd, he's never had a manager as well, right? He's always negotiated his own deals. Is that what kind of led to his wealth? He didn't have to cut a
It's not that he ain't got a manager, but he has got a manager. So he's can't remember his name now. So he's got a man, an elderly fella that's always with him, and but he does everything goes through him, everything. Floyd ain't very clever, believe me. But training wise, the man's a genius, and it's hard work, dedication. Don't matter how good you are. I mean, I am world class as an athlete, but I never trained like the top boys. I just thought, don't worry out, because I love a row, and I love the fighting. Let's just turn up.
Yeah.
I mean, but after 3-4 rounds, if I ain't knocked you out, got sting coming at my ass.
Mayweather often compares his time to today's world. He says building influence was harder when he was starting out. Unlike now, when anyone can push a button and reach billions. He had to work hard for every bit of attention, and he believes that effort is what makes his impact more real. But critics argue that he's now relying on that old reputation while making choices that hurt it. Floyd Mayweather has claimed he makes around $30 million, 0 cents a month, which adds up to billions a year, even more than Bill Gates earns. Despite being retired, Mayweather keeps chasing money through exhibition matches. For many fans, the biggest payday would come from a rematch with Conor McGregor. That fight would bring huge numbers and lots of attention, but the question remains whether it's worth the final damage to his legacy. And it's something both fans and critics are closely watching.
What would be the value in seeing it a second time? The first one wasn't bad, but the whole thing was this notion of suspense and unpredictability, and what would it be? Well, you got to see what it was. He got marched down and beaten up.
Yeah, it seems like Floyd might realize within himself that that's the last giant money fight he can make. It would have to be as close to a real fight as possible. I mean, it's a Conor who can still throw his hands, although to your point, the brand is damaged, and he needs a win badly in the UFC to revive that. But I wonder if Floyd at 45 is saying to himself, if I've got to fight one more time, a real fight, and that Logan fight was weird, and Floyd, I think, didn't expect to have to navigate it the way he did. I wonder if Floyd thinks this is it. But even that could be a trap fight for him, Luke, because of his age. You never know, okay? But to your point, it's hard to get amped up for it unless one or both of them is sort of riding a certain level of momentum.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.